Hello, and welcome to another update video about AVAX. AVAX is currently experiencing some selling pressure. That is not surprising given that AVAX reached our resistance area yesterday, rallied into the previously defined resistance range between $29.41 and $33.33. We highlighted that as long as the $33.33 level is respected, another low seems very likely. And I see the move down that started here at this B wave top around the 11th of January as potentially an ending diagonal pattern, which is why I added specifically the 61.8 fib level to the chart as resistance, because typically we don't want to wait for exceed the 50% fib level, but the golden ratio is relevant in a diagonal. Okay, so I mean, even in a diagonal, ideally, we don't even exceed the 50% fib level, okay? It's already always a sign that the wave 4 is a little bit stronger than it would be ideal. Now, what would that mean? It would just purely point to a most likely rather more extended corrective pattern in this B wave as shown in the white count, okay? So it's either the more direct pathway, which would be confirmed if we get a break below that third wave low at $27.25, A, B, C, and the C wave would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's sort of what I'm watching primarily, as long as the resistance is respected and as long as we don't have that sustained break above resistance. Whereas if it does this and breaks above resistance, we're likely dealing with a more extended ABC. Okay, so that's sort of the situation we are dealing with. And it's worth mentioning that this move down that started on the 11th of January, it's a little bit too short to be reliable. I mean, that's why I'm primarily also looking for another low, also because it looks a bit incomplete. Would ideally like to see one more low. Then also the third wave would then be the longest one, which doesn't have to be the case, but it's all about aligning ourselves with probabilities. But a typical target for a C wave is the 100% extension level, points towards $26. I mean, we only reached $27.21. So I can only highlight that one more low would ideally reach $26. Had it reached it, I would say, okay, possibly the low is in, but it wasn't reached. So we still need to keep the door open for lower. Also, the last wave down in an ending diagonal could really see another low. So that's sort of the primary scenario. Then below $26, we continue to have the main support levels at $25.57, $20.78, and $16.89. Didn't want to move that box. And also we have these micro support levels. They are basically just target projections, whereas this yellow box is a support area. Often there are some overlaps, and there's an area of confluence here, as you can see. We have also $23.29, $21.77, and $19.47 as additional levels to watch in this decline. So at the moment, I'm primarily watching resistance. Yeah, we've seen a little bit of selling pressure, but it obviously needs to continue to give us more confidence that this fifth wave to the downside has actually started to unfold. At the moment, it's not very clear yet. It looks more like a three-wave move down. So what could happen is that we get an extended fourth wave, A wave, B wave, C wave. That's just speculation. That's just noise, really. What is really about is to understand, okay, do we break above resistance or not? And as long as resistance isn't broken to the upside, I think the focus can be on lower. Above that level, I would naturally start to look at higher prices, but then the larger B wave will get relevant. All right. So again, any micro movements in a correction, basically just noise. Takes a break below $27 and yeah, 27, 25 to confirm that this fifth wave to the downside is unfolding and the levels are clear, I think. There is a small level that would already give a first indication that this fifth wave has started. And one such key level is the 50% fib level at $29.46. It's rather weak. Better would be the break below $28.17 if you're interested really in the micro structures. But all they do is, yeah, increase probabilities a little bit that the fifth wave is already started. Yeah, and I think that's basically it. There isn't much more to add. The parameters are fairly clear for today. We've seen AVAX respect resistance. Maybe one more comment around structural support and resistance. There seems to be, together with the golden ratio level, some structural resistance. It's basically at $33.30. Yeah, it's this swing high from the 21st of January. It's also a previous swing low from the 10th of January and from the 6th of January. So there are additional levels that structurally should also provide some resistance. Okay, that's my update about AVAX. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.